Welcome to PodScure.
Welcome, friends, to another episode of PodScure. Hey, it's the Don and the Dean Show. Hey, Don, how's it going, man?
Yeah. So
Yeah?
I've got a dog that is hogging an entire couch right now, and the
Yeah.
bean is sitting down here just staring at me like, "Why, Dad? Why?
Do something about this.
Make her stop."
He has to file refugee papers.
Dogs.
So,
The dogs.
the dogs for the Don. Everybody getting along over there still?
Yeah, they get along pretty darn well, actually. You know.
Good.
You're
Yeah.
gonna sneeze? Oh yeah. Okay, you're gonna sneeze.
All right.
Bean is on his second doses of antibiotics for a bladder infection.
Ah, that dang bean.
Yeah, he's all right. He's an all right dog. He's okay. He's always so concerned.
He looks concerned quite a bit.
I think it's his desire to please. He's always concerned that he is going to be in trouble because wherever I got him from, he spent 4 or 5 years not being spoiled.
And
I am telling you, I am here to tell you that both of these dogs,
yeah.
Lounge Girl right there, and there's Bean. Hi, Bean.
She's blended into the couch there.
Yeah, well, she does that. She's kind of blue, and the couch is kind of blue, and I've dimmers because
I see.
electrician.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, so dogs and things, and they're dogs.
Dogs and things. Yep.
Sorry, I was a little late. I got rear-ended in the work van.
Oh no!
At a whopping 9 miles an hour, I think. Because I got up to 9 miles an hour and stopped because the guy in front of me stopped and the guy behind us did not.
Oh, they should learn to do that. Maybe.
Yeah, I was a little bit late getting home and all of that business.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Would you? What do you think about introducing our guest right now?
We have a super secret squirrely guest, don't we?
Very super secret squirrely guest. Yeah. Are you ready?
Oh,
for
I keep forgetting to put my not just my episode name, but my because I am not one of the hep kids.
Well, you should get after it, man.
Yeah. Well, I keep not knowing how to link the live thing so that people can.
I'll show you later.
That's what he said.
That's right.
3 times now.
Oh my. All right then. Well, so here we go then, shall we? Let's see. How am I doing all this? Here we go.
Mash buttons with your thumbs.
There we go. Welcome to the show, Squirrely Mat from the Produce Stand Podcast, all the way from the hot up north of Canada, where it's a balmy. What is it? Is it 20 degrees there, Matt?
No, it's like 5 today actually.
Oh boy,
is that Celsius? Celsius?
Celsius.
Celsius.
Celsius. The C is silent.
Celsius.
Celsius. If Mike Tyson talks about it, it's Celsius.
Or centigrade.
Centigrade.
Do you say Celsius or centigrade, Matt?
Celsius.
Okay.
I mean, we just say the number. It's all assumed at this point.
I say.
Because the only place in the world that does not use, Celsius is Merca.
Yeah, you guys hold your ground, boys. It works.
We don't hold ground. We just hold apparently lots of weapons. That's
I've got 6 in my right hand right now. No, wait, I don't.
6 inches.
Weapons.
Oh, I see.
There's 5, and then there's 1. Maybe the 5 make a 1. I don't know.
Get you a hockey stick. So, hey, Matt.
How you doing?
Doing
Hi, Matt.
good.
And Don, I see your spare parts there, bud. Nice to meet you.
Oh man, yeah, it's good having you. We had Al here a while back, and I think we'll probably make our way through the produce stand, folks. I'll be on produce stand on Thursday.
Yep.
You guys don't stream that, but you do put it out pretty quickly.
We do, yeah. We basically go live to air after, like it's pod to post. I can't know what the hell he puts it, but yeah, we don't no editing. Figure it out, and it's up within the next half hour after we finish it.
I mean, that sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it,
I kind of
Dean?
do that with this, yeah. I mean, but when I'm because yeah, so this is different from How Are You Now, which is different from Boondocks, which is different from Disputed. Now, Disputed, we stream that live like we're doing right today. We don't always do this live, but
Wait, we don't?
Not always.
Well, so that's tripping me out. So I didn't realize when you asked me to do Disputed, because I did Disputed a couple weeks back there, and that these were live. So when they first came on and you brought me on, and there's Al's commenting, I'm like, oh, this is a live thing. Thanks for the heads up there, Dino.
Hey, man. You got to roll with the punches, man.
Right? So I just assumed this one was doing the same. That seems to be your flavor.
Yeah,
it's the element of surprise.
I love it.
The quelle surprise.
Oh.
So, how did Al talk you in to doing the podcast?
He asked when a friend asked for help.
What, a friend asked for help?
I mean, it's kind of so I actually got him into Letterkenny originally. So Al and I have worked together for. I don't know what he told you.
See,
I
now
caught
there's
a bit
a
of
good
it.
friend.
Yeah, we worked together for years, and indirectly, we work for the same organization, very different areas.
So he recruited you into the cult that is Letterkenny?
No, I recruited him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd seen the show. I thought it was fucking hilarious. We were having lunch one day, and I brought it up, and by the next week, I think he had binge watched the first 3 seasons. Like, this is how have I never seen this? Fast forward, we did a few little internal. I will.
How dare you? This conversation is over.
No. I had that written down. Tom Cruise, big letters. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, so we did a couple things at work, just playing around, podcasts. I've got a bit of a background in television production, not that it ever got me anywhere. And we had some fun. Fast forward to COVID. Al had always talked about wanting to do a podcast, and he reached out to me one day and said, you want to do a pod? He didn't tell me the content yet. He said, you want to co-host a podcast? So I said, I'm in. What are we doing? He said, Letterkenny. I'm like, I'm in. And we just kind of been figuring it out since. So it's him, myself, his wife, lovely wife, Tanya, and the voracious Victor join us once a week. We get together. I drink. The others laugh. We have a good time. It's fun.
So I do you brew your own, correct? Is that correct?
Allegedly.
This
is not a home brew. I have some in the fridge. I've only done a couple brews so far. I'm starting to get into it. The first one was an absolute knockout success. It was a Kolsch. The second was an IPA. It was an absolute fail. So it's all about balance. I'm finding my happy place. I'm going to do the next one. I have a Belgian Saison kit. I'm using kits right now until I kind of figure out how it all works in the house. I just got to muster it up and get her going. So yeah, I'm interested in this. I have a lot of fun and I love beer. So I'm like, why not make it myself? It's also cheaper.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Is it actually cheaper to make it yourself, or do you end up spending a shit ton of money to fucking do it and then end up with 2 good bottles worth?
Well, it'd be cheaper just to import it from the US, but that's not an option. So yeah, it works out. I mean, the initial cost of some of the equipment, the kettle, all the basic shit you need, puts you out $200 to $300 just to get started for a basic kit. And then if you're using the kits, I think they're about anywhere from $30 to $50, and that'll get you about 2 cases of beer, so 48 beers. So it does come out, once you get a few in. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it works out, and luckily my father-in-law loved my fail kit, so I gave him a bottle when he came over. With this stuff's fantastic. I'm like, well, here you go. You know what you're getting for your gifts every time I see it from now on.
So some guys like skunky puppers.
It was like burnt malty madness, is what I would call it.
Oh boy.
That sounds like a great name for a burnt malty madness beer.
Right? It came to me, and it was a mess when we did it because I'd always heard, I watched did the YouTube thing, watched a whole bunch of videos, listened to a couple podcasts on brewing and this and that. I'm like, I can do this. This is easy. First one, like I said, went really well. I'm like, this is all I do. I can do this again and again. The second one, I'm using my stove. It's this like Samsung smart thing, and it has this like pulse heat function and when you're brewing beer, it's all about heat, temperature control.
Yeah.
Which my stove does not allow that. And I had a big boil over when I was adding the hops, and I think it took me 3 days to clean my kitchen. But we still pushed forward. We pulled it off, collected what we could, kept the brew going, and figured, if we're this far in, we might as well see how it works out. So
makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of how when I used to. It's been a while. I used to roast my own coffee. So same kind of deal. It's all, temperature control and timing and shit like that. And I do want to get back into roasting again, but right now is just not the time with us about to move before the end of the year. Yeah. So, but I would like to get a better roaster because I did enjoy doing that. And it does end up being cheaper than going out and buying Starbucks and all that shit.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm back in like 10th grade science, and I failed that. So this is just. It sounded like a fun idea, and I'm gonna find a way to make it fun because I get to drink at the end of it. It's just there's a learning curve for sure.
Just don't put stuff in it that can kill you. That's
noted. Thank you. Noted.
Just a tip. I have no idea about brewing beer, so
arsenic hops are not a good idea.
Yeah, you're talking to two sober people here, so
fair enough.
I was thinking about that the other day, Dean, and I'm not necessarily sober. I don't go to meetings.
Oh yeah, same. I mean, yeah,
and you drink once a year.
Once a year. Well,
I just don't drink
on mine and Tiara's birthday, generally speaking. So,
correct.
Yeah, we're not sober. It's just that it's just. Whatever.
Yeah, been there, done that. Bought way too many T-shirts.
And you have the issue with your diabetes that does not help with the alcohols.
Oh yeah, and the latest thing I found out is one of the medications I'm on specifically says, "Yeah, hey, maybe don't drink caffeine on this because you're already gonna get dehydrated." So. Caffeine will do more.
I'll just drink more fucking water, fuckers.
Stripping all the fun away, are they?
Oh my God! As you get older, the lesser the amounts of fun are had.
Well, I think it's all about balance. So a number of years ago, I mean, I actually was, not that I'm a big guy or ever was, but I was about 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And I started running. That helped for sure. But I also changed my liquid diet overnight. So now I've got a motto that I live by, and it's holding me well so far. It's coffee, water, booze. If it doesn't equal one of those three things, it doesn't enter my liquid diet. And the coffee, I drink black, and then water all day, and then a couple beer at night, and life's all about balance.
Yeah, I go through roughly 2, maybe even 3 of these
Good for
64 ounces a day. But they're also filled with ice because I can't drink room temperature water.
I have 2 water bottles going at the same time. One is 3/4 full sitting in the freezer, and the other one's in my hand usually. So once the one's empty, I refill it, add it in, stay hydrated, that's right. And then I pull out the ice one. It's already partially frozen, give it a good shake, and I'm good to go.
We should mention something for those that don't know. When we sound like we're a little bit sidetracked, once in a while, so far, Alan has he's also from the produce stand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hard
so
yes.
once in a while, he has popped in and made a couple of comments. So if we're talking along and suddenly go off on a quick little tangent like that, and then come right back to it, it's someone popping in, probably Alan.
Yeah, well, and it's him making sure that I'm still qualified to be on his show. So he making sure I don't take us too far off, Grab, and I'm representing the produce stand to his liking. So.
Hey,
thanks, Dad.
We're interviewing you, who happens to be on the produce stand, but we don't really care what we talk about.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Let's get the guidelines. Here are the guys. There's no fucking guidelines. Come
I
on.
love it. Well, actually, I asked you, I said, "What's the format?" He said, "No format."
Yep.
I'm like, all right, I'm in.
The format is yep.
Our other show,
can
just between
can
us,
you-
is
can you
way
talk?
too formatted.
Well, let's not tell Al that.
I know. Don't tell Al.
Don't tell. Shh.
Oh, fuck.
So you guys are just finishing up season 8.
We are.
So are you going directly into to season 9?
No. Well, yeah, I mean, as you know, Dean, you'll be joining us on Thursday at the end of every. So we do, for anyone who's not familiar with the Produce Stand or missed the Al episode, we do
Hey,
weekly.
shame on you.
Hey-o. We
We have no shame.
I know. We do an after show. So we watch an episode and then we talk about it. I mean, our actual podcast is about 4 times the length of any given episode. So if you're looking for more Letterkenny content, check us out. But we go through a season. We do a season recap where Dean's been joining us in season 1, where you just kind of recap the season. And then a few seasons back, we introduced something called the Egg Hall Social. So we invite as many of our listeners that are wanting or willing to come out and join us. And we just do kind of an open forum, shoot the shit for an hour or two. And it's a blast. So, yeah. So we do that. And then we will ease into the next season.
Yeah, I think so after our recap, I mean, how long are you going to take off?
No, we do the recap, then we do the Egg Hall Social, and then we dive right in.
So basically 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think I might be wrong, but I think we maybe missed 1 week since we've started. I mean, I've missed a couple for personal reasons, but the show itself,
when you got your stomach bug.
Oh, you caught that one, did you?
I was on the recap, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I bailed the show about 5-10 minutes in and just didn't come
food
back.
Poisoning.
That's not good.
No, I was texting the guys from the toilet and trying to make sure that I got my 2 cents in and that I wasn't going to return.
So Al says he's not supervising; he's waiting for Tanya to get off the phone so they can watch Squid Game. I don't know how far.
That's fair.
I don't know how far we are. I think we got up. I think we watched the first 3 episodes.
I'm done with it. Yeah.
So
Oh,
shame
is
on
that-
you. Is awesome.
okay.
Yeah. So I figured that was. I figured that was you. Awesome. We did not abandon you. You're here.
Her
wait,
many
who is it?
aliases.
What is happening now?
Tiara's telling me not to watch Squid Game without her.
Okay, so who is Shame?
That is awesome.
Who's awesome? I don't
Awesome.
Shame. Are you listening?
So
What's on second? I don't.
So awesome is she's a number of things. She's awesome. Number 1, she's awesome. Number 2, she knows more about Letterkenny than anybody I've ever met.
Legit.
I swear to you, this is my cousin.
And she's also a librarian. She's an Irish Jew, and she's just great, and I love her to death.
Dark metal. I mean, what else is? I mean, is there?
We just had her on Disputed. She was advocating for Pontius Cassidy from Preacher.
Preacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught some of that. It was great.
Al. Al says you got the pizzazz.
Oh man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
I feel like the Squid Game, I was the first person to finish it because I crushed that in like a day. The day it came out, I stumbled onto it and I couldn't put it away.
Yeah, it was about
fantastic.
2.5 days for me. But I was also working. So I was getting home and
Priorities,
holy crap.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and then I just finished. What was the one I just finished, Dean?
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass. That's right.
I figured that's what it was. Tiara's watching that one too.
Yes.
Don't know that one.
And now, Matt, are you watching? Have you been watching Ted Lasso? I know Al has.
No. So speaking of Awesome gave me some secret access to her version of the seasons, and I haven't had a chance to dive into it yet. I get like 20 minutes a day to myself, and the rest I squeeze in between meetings and other things, and just it's unlimited. Like just getting my weekly homework in to watch the latest episode of Letterkenny is sometimes a struggle, despite my best effort. So. Yeah, trying to fit any new content in is a challenge.
That's the good part from
meetings.
working from home.
Meetings. Why isn't this an email?
Right. Most of them are that way. I also hate writing emails, so I'm like, why isn't this a meeting?
Today, I told a couple of people in a group text that
Wait, who's the swine? Awesome.
you are what you eat. Bacon.
Eat bacon.
I told people that included me in a mass text that they should just call each other and have a conversation because my phone was blowing up.
Yeah.
I'm not
Don't
even
ever
part
group
of this
chat. Group
conversation.
chats are the worst. Not that I'm a part of any.
Yeah. Well, look, you can be a part of like a message group. That's fine. A messenger group or a somehow whatever. But when you include me and like 25 other people in a telephone text, I want to strangle you.
So we've got a group chat together for the produce stand. And I don't know how many. I think like 50 plus members that are in this private DM Twiffer group, and it's always going like constantly. There's some people obviously more active than others, but I can't keep up. Like there's sometimes there's like 600 unread messages. But there was one time, it only happened once. One of our listeners, Trace, who's a hilarious guy, took it upon himself to recap the day. And it was fantastic. And we all asked for it. We're like, can you do this every day? Because this would save us all a hell of a lot of fucking time. And it was really well written. And I knew exactly what happened. I'm like, good. The best recap I've seen in a long time. But Trace has been letting us down since. So
I'm proudly included in 4 messenger groups, maybe 6. I don't know. And someone said to me, how do you keep track of them all? Like, what? Wait, how do you not? Some of the other people in those groups are in subgroups of those groups. Yeah. So they have like 35 groups going. And look, I don't know how you keep track of 5 or 6 even when they're really active. You just pop in and whatever.
You chime in, then you vanish for a couple more days, and you come back in. No one notices. No one. It's all fun. Yeah. You just keep going.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love it. Yeah, the community behind ours has just been amazing.
2 of the members of one of them got tattoos on their biceps that says it has the number 1 and then it has donuts. 2 donuts. So it's 100 donuts. And they had to clue me in on exactly what that meant. First of all, I had no idea that they got tattoos based on, do you think 12 donuts is enough? Should we get 6 or 12? Let's get 12. And then, in fact, why don't we get 24? Because the weekend is almost here and I don't want to go out and get more. Let's just get 100 donuts. And now it's 2 people's tattoo.
That's amazing.
So I should have popped this up as well. You can find Matt and Al and Tanya and Victor out on theproducestandpod.com.
Yep.
They will. They're on all the pod propagators and whatnot. And so yeah.
Check us out. Twitter at Produce Stand Pod. I think it's the same for Instagram. You can follow myself at The Dude North on Twitter, and that's my main space to have fun and hang out. So
invent.
Invent. That's right. A lot of nonsense. That
is it ranting or is it venting?
Depends on what it is, I guess.
I went off.
It's also celebrating. I celebrated a post of Brussels sprouts the other day just to get people intrigued to follow me. Because did you know Brussels sprouts grew on this like weird stem thing and like a.
No.
You got so look. If you've never seen a Brussels sprout, and that's a weird thing to say, but I was blown fucking away by this. I was at a farmer's market and I saw it and I stopped in my track.
It's like a tiny cabbage.
It is a tiny cabbage.
Well, yeah, but it's like 1,000 little tiny cabbages on a big beanstalk, and that's how it grows. It's phenomenal. I took a picture and I posted it. And I'm like, did you know? And most people don't know, and it'll blow your mind.
If you look at the beans that are the Brussels sprout cabbage thingies, and you look at the scene from The Matrix where Neo actually wakes up in the pod, and they look exactly the same.
That's 100%. There you go.
That's why I don't eat them.
Only green.
Because little baby shit cabbages
you don't want to get turned into a battery.
Crap. Tastes like
for Skynet. No, that's a different
butt monkeys.
That is the best analogy because that's spot on. Thank you for
It's
that.
just what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a tweet today. I don't know if you saw it. I had
Who saw it?
why the Last Man? I don't know if any of you have been watching that, which was a great comic book series, and is on currently on FX. But
Oh, right. I was
and
interested in that, but I don't know if I get it right now.
anyway, it got canceled yesterday, I think, or that they weren't going to be picked up for a second season on. I don't know if it was by Hulu or
FX
or FX. Oh, it was on FX, but I think Hulu had something
Okay.
to do with the cancellation of it.
Was it only 3 or 4 episodes in?
It's 6 episodes in right now, I believe. But anyway, Jess Alguero, who plays Marianne. Do I have that right, Marianne? I always forget Marianne and Betty Ann on Letterkenny. So Jess Alguero, who's on Letterkenny, was playing a character on Why the Last Man, and she was awesome. I mean, she's awesome regardless. But because I've seen her on a ton of things since, and so I'm always rooting for her. So when I saw the cancellation, they're looking to get it going on some other platform. Whether it's Amazon or Netflix, what have you, because it's a good show and it's a good story. I mean, the premise of the story is there's some sort of plague, and I'll put that in quotes, that has happened that has killed every person with a Y chromosome. Every animal, I will say, with the Y chromosome, because it's happened to cows and dogs and rats and everything, except for one guy, Yorick Brown, and his pet monkey, Ampersand.
Of course.
So when half the population of the world dies, turmoil happens. Because in some cases, when planes are flying and you got 2 Y chromosome pilots, they die, planes are crashing. People who are working jobs that are, that causes things not to flood, then things get flooded because they're not there. And so it's just, it's a really cool premise, and I don't know why it got canceled. I mean, I've enjoyed the story. I mean, because the comic books were good. Why? Now what they've done compared to the comic books is they've expanded on the science, because when it was written back in 2002, nobody really thought about gender and gender versus sex and those types of things. So they in the TV show, they've included transgender folks, they've non-binary folks, those who don't have a Y chromosome yet maybe identify as a man. So they've done some of that. They've given a lot of backstory to people who just kind of got thrown in there at the very beginning. So there's a lot of that. So I know some folks have not been happy about it, but it's still basically the same story. They're trying to. It's a journey of these 3 main people that are going to a lab to try to see what they can do about Yorick and maybe make more men somehow.
Wait. You mean like, alas, poor Yorick, I knew ye well?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and he even talks about that in the show. But it's been.
Sorry.
Don't tell Cassidy that, because he finds the Big Lebowski is overrated.
Who?
Cassidy from Preacher.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's just a character on TV, on the TV, so he doesn't count.
He doesn't? Okay.
Kind of like Tom Cruise. He doesn't
Yeah,
count.
let's hash that out now. What's your beef with Mr. Cruz there? So,
listen, hold on a second. Hold on.
All right, you go
There
first.
is nothing delicious about Brussels sprouts. All right, let's get that square. They are absolutely disgusting. They are the ass of vegetables.
You clearly never rocked them with some bacon in there.
I have tried them in many, not every way, but I have tried them in several ways, and I was able to eat them with like olive oil and bacon and something else. My cousin made them, and they were cut in half, and they were palatable-ish. But I really just wanted to.
Roasted with mustard and brisette. What is brisette?
What is? I have no idea.
That sounds something. That's something. That's
if I can't say it, it's probably not for me.
Braseola? I don't know. If I can't say it, I can't eat it, and I can't pronounce bruzel or sprats, whatever. And I also don't like the other kind of sprats, whatever those things are.
How are you,
The
how
bean
are you with
sprats.
asparagus?
Oh, I like asparagus.
I'm a child. I laugh every time later that night when I go to the bathroom. If you know what I mean.
Italian cured beef. Oh, so it's like the beef version of prosciutto, maybe?
Probably.
All right.
It's probably a salty beef, yeah.
Well, that would go. I mean, yeah, it's on the
That's what they call
same
me,
range
the
of
salty
bacon
beef.
in there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So here's what happens when you add bacon or the made up meat she's talking about. Which is fine because meat is meat, and if it's made up, who cares? Soylent Green. When you add salty meat, you're not tasting the ass of vegetables, you're tasting the meat.
It's all about balance. We've talked about this already.
That's right. All right.
It's like
so-
a Brussels sprout looks like a prolapsed butthole. That's all there is to it.
it's the gape of
It's a special kind of veg.
it's the gape porn of
It's the
diets.
reverse goatsy.
Jesus Christ. See how many people drop off the watching this right now.
Yes.
We're pro vegetable here.
Well, hey, eat some vegetables. And what's his face? Georgie Porgy wouldn't eat broccoli. It's fine. Broccoli's fine.
Broccoli's
Cauliflower
broccoli's
tastes like whatever you put it in.
That
It just I think my problem with cauliflower, because cauliflower and broccoli to me basically the same.
No.
something-
They have different flavors. Yeah.
But I still put stuff. Well, I have a bigger problem with cauliflower than I do broccoli. So yeah, it's just the color of it just kind of is off-putting. I mean,
Just pretend you're eating what's his face? The guy
what's
with
his face?
What's his face? The former house the guy that looks like
Are you talking
what's
about
his name?
Are you talking about Mitch McConnell?
Yeah.
I have a coffee cup that says "fuck Mitch McConnell."
I would
that's
probably
funny.
do something with that coffee cup to Mitch McConnell that sounds similar to that coffee cup.
Kind of like what happened to George Bush with a shoe.
Oh, what happened to that?
Cauliflower. Why would I want a veggie that Banicula clearly got?
Okay,
first?
you got to keep your
Holy shit! But there's a Banicula reference. Holy shit!
What the fuck is Banicula?
Banicula was a vampire rabbit from like the 70s or something. How the hell?
Really?
I think that brain
How did
cell
you
of
know
mine is
that?
half
I
dead.
mean, I'm not surprised Awesome knows things like that, but I'm surprised when other people know this stuff.
I
love you, just, wow.
I'm 53 and I remember all the stupid shit. Banicula was awesome.
Yeah, I don't
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. I haven't heard of it either. Yeah, so
How
weird.
dare you?
What's
Not
your
wrong.
what's your favorite vegetable?
Who?
Both of yous.
Broccoli.
Oh, I eat a lot of broccoli and cauliflower, but probably.
I'm still learning, all right? Shame on me. It says I can't read.
Unfortunately, I have reading narcolepsy, which we've covered. But
Yes. Yeah, Don and I with ADHD, basically our books come in audio form only.
I'm snooze literate.
Yeah, I because I didn't realize, when I went to my we talk quite a bit about mental health on this show. Don
Yeah,
and
I just found that same photo.
So yeah, Don and I both have ADHD. I found out probably in the last 3 years or so. Yeah, I went to the shrink, and I spent like an hour and a half with him, and he was asking me all these questions and asking if I read, and I'm like, well, I try to, but I said basically, oh, hey,
Poppers.
oh, she's so sweet. So I told him, I said, I try to, but every time I start to try to read, I just get really tired. And I told him I call it reading narcolepsy. He goes, actually, that's one of the things with ADHD, that you have a hard time reading, and it just basically
No one's ever asked me that. No one's ever asked me that question. I probably should have had that because I have a similar, so I won't read because I get too frustrated. I probably read a handful of books in my entirety of my life. But because what happens, the most common thing that happens is unless I'm like insanely engaged in whatever I'm reading, I'll read, and by the time I get to the bottom of the page, I forgot everything I read.
Yep.
And I'll start over, and I get
that's a
so
complete
frustrated.
ADHD thing.
I put the thing down. I'm like, fuck it. Where's the movie?
Yeah.
So I'd always pick through high school. I'd always pick books that had movies or something audio or video to reference against because it was just easier that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if have you seen a Shrink or anything about that at all?
No, I have not.
Yeah,
I'll get on it. And I'll come back and let
honestly,
you know.
Yeah, I honestly didn't. I mean, you guys. So I know healthcare is free up there. Is mental health care free as well?
Have a puppers and let's talk about it.
Yes and no. Where's the can? I got my puppers can right there. There's a whole case down there. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But no, I always figured. I mean, I've never, I would say, properly been assessed for things but I've always known that there were certain things that I struggled with. But I was always, I don't know, I was able to get around it, so I never cared enough and just kind of moved on.
Yeah,
it's probably a terrible answer, but that's the fact.
No, I mean, yeah, it's well, I mean, I think it's a thing that a lot of us do who don't. I mean, because it's especially guys who are older. Like Don and I, at least, we don't. I mean, we're not often talking about. I mean, and that's kind of why we do this. One of the reasons we do this is because Don and I are both try to be attuned to our mental health, and so we do try to talk about that to make it normal. So yeah, I think it's important because I think guys see in some cases see that as a sign of weakness that you're working with therapist or going through anything mental health wise. Yeah. But it's
absolutely not. Like that's ludicrous to think. But that I think you're right. That is a very common feeling that people have. Here's
a typical conversation between two guys about mental health. What's up? Nothing.
You good? You good?
Cool. Good?
Cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right.
Beer?
Yeah. Beer?
I'd have a beer.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Bacon?
Yeah.
Cool.
I have eight beers.
and then that's when the tears start, and both guys don't remember the entire conversation because there was enough alcohol to let that all out. And then there's hugging, but along with the hugging, and you'll notice this, whenever you hug another guy, you always pat them on the back. Because
proper etiquette.
Because I may be opening up to you and giving you a little bit of my soft side, but I am still fucking hitting you.
and often you do it with a fist. It's like a fist. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's perfectly okay. I mean, I know we don't talk about it a ton on Protestant, but I know early on, especially when COVID had begun, I know I did a little talk about it one time, and it was a simple question, and it wasn't even a question. I just brought it up, saying, the reality is we're all dealing with this lifestyle in different ways. Everyone's impacted in different ways depending on where you live, how your governments are choosing to control us, and not, that's a really negative way of putting that, but you know what I mean. And I said, listen, here's the reality. Am I at 100%? By no means am I even close. Am I at 60 to 70% of who I normally am? Probably. And a big part of that has to do with what we're going through and how we're all learning to adapt. But I'm like, it's completely okay to feel this way because this is normal. And these are things, and you have to accept that these kind of feelings are real. And that's what you do next, right? Because, yeah. And I mean, I would say the same thing. We're still in here. I don't know what things are like down there. But in Canada, we're still in and out of lockdowns. They got vaccine passports rolled out. There's different feelings about how to on vaccinations, and everyone that has a different opinion on it. Like I have from the spectrum, I have full anti-vaxxers in my circle to I hate anti-vaxxers in my circle, right? So you got all these different wavelengths, and you have to take it all in, and then somehow maintain some level of sanity at the end of it all, and get on with your day. So it's not easy, and that's all right. I mean.
Yeah. Joe Biden is to blame for all of the COVID. Joe Biden created it. He did it, him and Crooked Hillary. And all you have to do is take a tool like this and shove it really far up your nose and jiggle it around, and you don't have COVID anymore.
That's pretty good, actually. Credit where it's due. That's pretty good.
Well, Donald.
Yeah. No, I didn't need to. I got it. We all watched the sideshow up here too. Don't worry.
I'm so glad you guys didn't have to live it like
Oh,
we did. Listen, awesome. I am the awesome one. It's me, all me. There is no I in team, but there is an M and an E, a me.
I still remember years ago before, and I don't want to spend too much talking about this idiot, but when he was first,
as long as we're poking fun at him,
yeah. I honestly, when he was first in the process of going through the election, getting voted, was it 2016 or whatever that was?
Yeah.
I kept thinking, okay, this is a joke. I kept waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come out and tell the whole country you're punked. I'm like, this can't be fucking real. There's no way this guy's going to be elected into power. And this is a regular. And then it happened. We're like, come on.
I totally expected at some point, like in a really uncomfortable moment, or impossible to back out moment, that he would be like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then the Republican Party would be, screwed. But that's not what happened.
Well, and we also had theories that joked around that maybe he's like the ultimate sabotage for the Republican Party. We're like, oh, is he just doing this to completely railroad the whole thing? And then, no, that clearly was not idiot.
I mean, he's telling the Republicans that they shouldn't vote in the 2022 or 2024 elections unless they reverse the outcome of the last election.
It's insanity.
I mean, he's still saying this shit, so he's a fucking moron. But GOP, don't vote. We're completely fine with it. Yeah, don't vote. Yeah,
you see this bar of soap?
Fuck.
You see this bar of soap? It's a bar of soap. It was given to me by Victoria.
Nice.
Float too, right?
Nice.
Along with some other things for Halloween or birthday or something like that, because she sends gifts.
Yes,
and
I love Bunny.
This bar of soap is 100% smarter than Donald Trump.
It's cleaner
too.
That's
not fair. I only ate bars of soap after the chloroquine.
All right. So let's talk about Tom Cruise and Ethan Hunt.
Oh, that's how it started. We got railroaded there, didn't we?
Yep. Where are we going? We don't have no roads.
Well, to level set, so I don't know if you saw it, Dom, but I took the side of Ethan Hunt. And when I came in, I declared I grew up a James Bond fan. Okay. But I still stand by my debate that, there's two things I want to get clear. It's your hatred and Ethan Hunt hatred or a Tom Cruise hate. I got arguments for both.
It's a Tom Cruise hatred.
I have absolutely no problem with Ethan Hunt. I have no problem with any of the characters that Tom Snooze has played. He's played characters, and they've been interesting characters in the movies that he was in. My biggest problem with Tom Cruise is the whole Scientology thing. He's a fucking lunatic and should never be allowed to speak in public about anything.
So Tom Cruise, the person, is a little out there. Fair enough.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is a complete fucking controlling, maniacal douchebag.
Yeah. I love how they handled him in Preacher, though, in that first episode. So Genesis was coming into. I went into a preacher of in Africa somewhere, went in and he blew up, and then Tom Cruise is doing some big Scientology thing. Then it went into him, and Tom Cruise blew up.
I don't remember that. I'll have to watch it again. I've wanted to binge that again because I was episodic.
Yeah,
and yep. I hate watching now. I hate watching shows like I used to when I was a kid, which is the episodic way, right? Now we're all about the White Samurai character.
Yeah, the Last Samurai.
Last Samurai.
You know what? I don't think I saw that one. I think that's one that I missed.
Despite the what Awesome's clearly hinting at, it was a pretty good flick. So here's my thing: whether I think he's a good actor or not, and from the actor side, he's been in on so many movies that I genuinely love. I have a hard time. And I know you mentioned in one of the other ones I tuned in, you mentioned Nick Cage. Terrible actor. I agree with you on that one.
Horrible.
But he's in so many movies I love. There's something he's doing right, because even if they swapped him out, I feel like, am I still going to get the same love for that flick? Because I recognize how awful. Because sometimes you love things that deep down are just bad.
Oh, Tiara watches especially if it's a really bad Nick Cage movie. Tiara loves it. She will binge watch bad Nicholas, really bad Nicholas.
So the last like 5 years, he's been on a roll of just shit.
Because of his tax fraud thing.
Yeah.
Cases.
We just watched. Actually, we just watched Pig, which wasn't too bad. It was weird, but
there's
it wasn't bad.
there's a couple of movies that I remember about 5 or 7 years ago. I looked at.
I agree. Awesome. Raising Arizona is probably the best,
but not
So
because
good.
of him. But not
Listen,
because of him.
Because
Of everybody else around him.
No, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, come on.
High he's a great character. That fucking hair and his vacant look.
Yeah.
Look.
Listen, he's no Tommy Wiseau, but he's pretty good.
Okay, so and here's my problem with Tom.
Oh,
Cruise.
hi, Matt.
This is my problem with Tom Cruise and Nick Cage and Juliette Lewis and
Oh,
who
God,
was
I haven't seen her in ages.
Oh yeah, and she's a singer now in a metal band.
Really?
Oh, I'm not
Wow.
shitting you.
Is that
It's
not
got to be
reasonable?
terrible. Because she can't act. Anyways,
Put your titty up, Adele.
so here's the thing. They are, except for a couple of occasions, they are not great actors. They are not good actors. They are mediocre actors. What's great about them is they're in roles that they can't fuck up. But everybody around them is so good that it makes the movie better.
It's the ensemble.
For instance, if you take Val Kilmer out of Tombstone, it is a shit movie. It is an absolute crap movie. Kurt Russell is horrible in it. Sam
horrible.
Elliott's okay, but
Sam Elliott's always good.
He does his thing, He's consistent.
yeah. Same with Roadhouse. It wasn't a great movie. But the cast in it was the supporting cast in it was good enough to make it so that you overlooked the flaws.
I'll support that argument when we talk about Con Air. So Nick Cage, I love that fucking movie so much. He's brutal. His whole
There's
accent,
a huge ensemble. in
But
that
yeah,
one,
you got all of them in there. Fucking who was
Oh, we
it?
got
John
Cusack.
Malkovich, John Cusack, John Malkovich. Was it Steve Buscemi?
Yep.
So good.
Steve Buscemi kind of steals the most of, he
that's
steals
so-
every scene he's in there.
Yeah.
He's so good in that.
Yeah. And you're right. So around him, there's so much greatness happening, and he just plays this odd character that kind of holds it together. But I don't know.
So Tom Cruise puts himself in these movies. That was my butthole. Stop it. No, seriously, I farted and the dog thought someone knocked on the door. So Tom Cruise is in all these movies that are, we all want to see them, right? Like what was it? Not Day After Tomorrow. The one where he dies 67 times.
Oh, that was great.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Oh god.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Right. So
I've watched that one like 15 times. I love it.
There's two reasons that's a great movie. It is basically, what was the other movie about the bugs? The space movie,
Starship Troopers?
Starship Troopers, right?
It's not the same movie.
So hold on.
Come on.
So it's
Starship
basically,
I do too.
It's basically Starship Troopers, not quite as campy, with some better actors, a little bit better plot, and Tom Cruise dying every 5 minutes. Okay, now how can you go wrong with that? Because everybody
Hold
wants
on.
to see
Are you
Tom
hung
Cruise
up?
die.
I was gonna say, is that what you're hung up on? The fact you got to see him die on repeat?
It didn't happen enough.
What I mean, do you have a favorite Tom Cruise film, Don?
You mean one that I can actually
Stomach and say, yeah, this is a good movie. I can watch this again, even though it's got Tom Cruise in it, or even a movie you thought he did okay in.
Come on.
Just
own up to one, Don. That's all we're asking.
I mean, for me, one of his movies that I will watch over and over just because it's a great movie, has great writing, is A Few Good Men.
He's such a punk.
That's his. That's
He's
what he's
such
supposed
an
to be.
anno-
He's
but
he's
he's-
supposed to be a privileged little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Now you see
Lieutenant
my
Caffey.
point. Now you see my point. Because every movie he's in, he's kind of an annoying little punk.
Well,
He's-
I guess
What's so wrong with
except
that?
for-
I mean,
except
he
for
sells
Ethan-
it. We accept it.
But why can't you fucking act?
Hey, well, he was in Interview with a Vampire. He was an annoying little.
It
Fantastic.
wasn't supposed
he
to
was
be him. It
was
wasn't
a-
written. The
he was a-
part wasn't written for him, and I
He
will
was a
go to
poncy
my
vampire.
I will go to my deathbed saying that he never should have been in that movie.
Okay.
It should have been what's his face, but he was too old to play the part, and I disagree with that as well. They should have cast him anyways.
A more recent one he did, which I actually thought he brought a lot, was the American Made one. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
Where he's a
was that-
smuggler. He was playing both sides, working with the cartel and the CIA or something like that.
So
Was that
And his-
was that like an Air America type of thing, or
He was smuggling
no.
drugs and money over. Like he was a pilot.
Have you seen? Dean? Do you watch the show Snowfall?
no?
Oh, it's
Never heard of
brilliant. It's about the onset of when cocaine turned to crack and how the smuggling happened. There's a character in that is similar to the character that Cruise plays in
American Made.
American
American
Made.
Made. Yeah.
It's very, very similar. The CIA got involved, and the whole Noriega thing, and all of that. So it was all based around getting drugs into the country to overthrow a South American government and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So-
it's based on true story. I thought that was his charisma came a lot through in that one, and I liked it. I thought he did a great job. So listen,
You know what
I'm not a major Tom Cruise fan. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the hatred, and you're not the only one. I know multiple people who have this diehard hatred for him. I could never be able to figure it out.
Well, I mean, because if you go back to looking at where he started in The Outsiders, he was playing a greaser. So yeah, young punk, risky business, rich young punk, all the right moves, football young punk, legend,
Top Gun.
Top Gun, air
Arrogant
pilot, young punk, cocktail, bartender, young punk.
Yeah.
Rain
Days
Man.
of Thunder.
Days
Hot
of
rookie punk.
Now, I will say, born on 4th of July, a little different. I mean, because that I would say that one's let's see, Interview with the Vampire, also very different for him. Vanilla Sky.
Yeah, Vanilla
Colla-
Sky.
Collateral, and I hated Vanilla Sky personally. Collateral was very different for him.
It
Yeah,
was
he
that.
was-
You know what? Collateral is probably the one movie that I would say that I actually almost liked him in because it was so far of a stretch from
Playing
everything
against
else
type,
he's
for sure.
done.
Yeah, I could see that.
know?
Yeah. That's. I mean, looking at that, yeah.
It's like here's all these Adam Sandler movies, right? Adam Sandler is a complete fucking idiot, and
Yeah.
and it's the same character in every single movie. I get them all confused because they're so similar.
Yeah.
But then he does Rain on Me, which if you haven't seen, you need to go back and watch
Very
Rain on
good.
Me because it
Yeah.
is one of the most gut-wrenching movies ever. It literally takes everything out of you and stomps on it. It's well worth it. The acting is
Rain
great.
Over Me.
Rain Over Me, right.
Yeah. With Don Cheadle there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
Don
very
Cheadle's
good look.
amazing as well. Yeah.
he does not have a good Cockney accent though.
Who cares?
He's got a horrible Cockney accent. Was that Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12?
Sean Connery isn't British.
He's Scottish.
Right. But he played James Bond forever
Yeah.
and should still be playing James Bond. But
I mean,
if
he
you
also
like
he also played Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez, chief metallurgist to King Charles V of Spain.
what did you do?
And he
Well,
was
I
Egyptian.
introduced myself to the woman who was there. Which is a very Sean Connery thing to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was yeah.
Yeah.
That is one remake I'm kind of looking forward to with new CGI. For some of the stuff that they do. I would love to see a Highlander remake as long as it's done well.
Shut your pie hole.
You wouldn't watch a good remake of I mean, let's say it's
Okay,
shot for shot.
let's hang on a second. Hold on. All right.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Okay. So Christopher Lambert, unknown, right? He's an unknown. He comes in. He does a great job as Highlander, right? Nobody knows him. They've got the guy from 3 O'Clock High playing the Kurgan.
The Kurgan.
My name's Candy. Of course it is.
Hi, I'm Candy.
Of course you are. You know, you've got the
dawn
throwaway
of time,
character of Sean Connery, who's he's trying so hard to steal the movie but can't because everything else in it is so perfect. So you've got that movie from 1988, I believe, and then 3 or 5 years later, you have Highlander 2.
Oh God, yeah, that was awful.
Which, oh, wait a minute. He wasn't a Highlander. He was a scientist from outer space helping build a force field around the Earth to keep the sun rays out or some bullshit. And the bad guy was none other than Mario Van Peebles.
Well,
Go
you're
fuck
not-
yourself.
Yeah, I there's nothing after the first that's the only Highlander movie. All the other
and then the third one, I don't even fucking remember, but I remember they kind of went, okay, wait. Okay, remember
I don't
that
even think
part
I saw
where
it.
we said that the Highlander wasn't from the Highlands and he was from outer space? Yeah, that's not real. That was fake. It was wait, what is that?
Highlander has to be cheesy as fuck, or else it's not Highlander. Fuck out of here.
But the first one wasn't really cheesy.
Balls to the wall and saying, or get the fuck out.
Okay, I agree with that.
But I mean, because at one time Ryan Reynolds was attached to it, which would completely make it cheesy and balls to the wall. But now they've.
But you can't. Oh God, you can't ruin it more than it's already been ruined.
No, I mean it's. No,
I mean, you
it's-
could.
this
You
is-
could
this
put
would be
Tom
a-
Cruise in it.
So this would be a reboot. This would be a reboot, basically.
Hold on
I mean,
a second. I got it.
All right.
I got it. Tom Cruise as the Highlander.
Yeah, the villain and it was Michael Ironside, who was great in Scanners.
Okay, so was Mario Van Peebles then in
That's
the
a
third
movie.
one?
Scanners was great. Yeah.
I think so. Mario Van Peebles had to have been in the third one. Whatever. Michael Ironside but he was the guy with the big dot right there, right? The mole that you couldn't stop looking at.
Yeah. Mario Van Peebles was in the third one.
That's
he
what,
played
okay.
Highlander 3, the Sorcerer, which I don't think I ever saw that one.
Yeah, they broke him out of a tomb in the the subways of New York or some bullshit. Anyways, there's only one there can be only one Highlander, and that was the first one. And don't give me this Adrian Paul bullshit. Isn't that who played him in the TV series?
I don't remember his name. I never watched the series.
Yeah, neither did I, but it was bad. And then
I'll be honest, I never saw the movies either, so I don't
Oh, you never saw any of the movies?
know. Wasn't in my my
Now, this
space.
is-
The first one is the first
No,
one
go-
is
go ahead.
1988, and it's cheesy at 1988, but it's worth it. The soundtrack was
Queen, yeah. Fuck yeah.
yeah, it really made the movie. It was really great.
So it looks like and it doesn't say one of the lead roles. This was as of May 21st of this year that the remake or the reboot. Henry Cavill to star in Lionsgate Highlander reboot.
Stop
as,
casting him.
as one of the lead roles, which I think he would be great as the Kurgan. He's a good size for that. So yeah, because I don't think if you're gonna have the Highlander can't be a big buff dude like Henry Cavill, just can't be.
Yeah.
Well, Cavill shouldn't be getting roles anyways. He should have been canceled long ago, but that's whatever.
Hard agree.
I guess I'll have to learn how to. It was Adrian Paul. Did I say that?
I think that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said
yeah,
you are
he's-
correct.
Yeah. Fucking Cavill. What did he say? He said,
He was.
"Oh,
Yeah, he had
I
some- he had
guess I'll
some-
have to. I guess I'll have to learn how to talk to women all over again because
Yeah.
because being pervy is my entire game or whatever the fuck he said. It was.
Something about it was.
I'm not
was
forgiving him for it. so
something
he
Me
can
Too
fuck off.
movement. Yeah.
Yeah, it was against Me Too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of that,
Oh, okay.
as well
okay,
as everything
okay,
else.
Okay. So,
Okay.
They fuck you at the drive-through.
And then
They fuck you at the drive-thru.
This isn't tuna salad. All right. So Tom Cruise as Highlander, Nick Cage as Von Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez, and Juliette Lewis as Tom Cruise's
Jaleel White.
Jaleel L. White as Tom Cruise's wife.
Was originally played by Beattie Edney.
Okay. Who? What?
That was the actress who played Heather, the wife of Highlander. Connor McLeod of the clan. No, we're not doing Richard Kind. We're doing
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci from the
Lethal Weapon.
The third Lethal Weapon.
Second.
Second, yeah. No, you're right. It was the second one because that was about apartheid.
I got.
Yeah. So yeah, Joe Pesci,
Oh.
second Lethal Weapon.
So fantastic.
Bernie, yeah, what was his last name was Getz. What was it?
Leo
Bernie?
Getz.
Leo
Whatever you
Getz.
need, Leo Getz. Get it?
It's funny how weird fucking lines like that just stick with you for decades.
Joe Pesci had that power, man. It has that power. And those were so good.
Am I a fucking clown to you?
Well, it's funny because you're talking Highlander. I'm always aware of how I'm a major movie guy. I used to own over 800 DVDs. Like I had a whole fucking wall. I'd watch anything, and I know that's something that's a big deal. I just never got around to it. I'm like, it didn't feel like my realm of excitement, so never gave Highlander a try. And there's many other things to watch, so I just kept going.
Yeah, the first one. I mean, the first one's great. It was low budget. I think they spent the bulk of the budget on Queen and Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And it's sci-fi, right? It's sci-fi as well, right? And so
it's fantasy.
it's
fantasy.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and that's one genre I've never been over. Like, there's the odd movie that I get obsessed with, but for the most part, even sci-fi and fantasy are things I've never really got hooked on, and often turn away.
It takes place throughout time, but mostly in 1988 modern day New York City.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, he's
there's
immortal.
There's flashbacks to him as a Scots Highlander, like kilts and
on the
cows and,
on the
So
show.
this is like Assassin's Creed the movie. Is what it is.
Well, Assassin's Creed, you're going into somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, whereas this is he was born in the years 17 something on the shores of Loch Shiel in Glenfinnan, Scotland, and he actually got into he didn't realize his power until he goes into battle with the Kurgan, and then he gets stabbed and he should have died. And then he comes back and he's fine.
He kind of did die.
Yeah.
So he did basically die, but then, he kind of came back because he was stabbed by the Kurgan with a special sword and the fantasy sword. Weird shit.
But Clancy Brown as the Kurgan was amazing though.
Yeah, but they were all chosen beforehand, so it wasn't the stabbing that made him immortal. It was he was already going to be immortal, and right. There's a lot of holes
it's like
in that
activated
plot.
Yeah. But yeah, I would like to see a well done version of it, where they had if they had the budget that they wanted to have in 1988 to make that movie. I'd like to see that. Just it's nerd porn at this point for our generation.
And it's so fun to see what they're doing with their budgets these days. I mean, half the shit. I mean, you take the whole Marvel verse, they couldn't have done that 15 to even 10 years ago. I mean, I guess they started it 10 years ago, but they couldn't have done it, and it would, or if they did, it wouldn't have been to the caliber that is. I'm glad that they waited. I mean, they did Superman back in the day. I didn't like them. I know a lot of people. I also don't like most of the DC verse. I think the Justice League series is it just, oh my God, I have so many episodes about that. And
the only part of DC that's any good right now is on TV.
Yeah, agreed. And I will give, I think the first Wonder Woman was okay, but the rest of it was garbage. And then the second one was a joke. And now I heard they're doing Aquaman 2. I'm like, why? I mean, they made a whole joke. I think that's the reason in Entourage. I don't know if you guys watched Entourage.
No.
Loved it. Fantastic show. But he played Aquaman in that show, and they talked about being underwater and how it'd be unrealistic and how it looked like a joke in that show. And he still took on the character and it became the biggest movie of all time. Directed by James Cameron in the show. But when I heard they were doing it in real life, I'm like, here it comes. And then it came, and I'm like, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I hated it. And you can't do it. You can't do something like Aquaman and make it look real and good. It just
I like Jason Momoa. He's good as a side character.
He
is not a lead actor. I mean, that's just my opinion. I
agree with that when we're talking about Will Ferrell as well.
Will Ferrell needs somebody to bounce off of.
Yeah,
but that's where he excels, and that's okay.
Yeah,
and he knows. I think he knows that too, right?
Yeah,
he's always got someone else. Yeah, I think that's where he has fun. But yeah, just what they can do now with movies is fantastic. Jason Momoa, that's why. Okay.
Because it'll make millions, maybe even billions,
maybe even gazillions.
I mean, look at
Brazilians.
$1 million.
He will get a Brazilian before he become Aquaman 2.
Yeah, I get Jason Momoa. They love him. I don't dislike him. I think he's great, but
he seems like a really nice guy, and his wife is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's truth right there. But they don't need to make Aquaman 2.
Look, they didn't need to make any of the. They didn't need to make any of the Shades of Grey movies, but they did, and they made a lot of fucking money.
Which is fucking. The 50 Shades. It's Twilight fanfic. That's what it is. That's all it is. Twilight fanfic that somebody made to make them vampires.
Well, I mean, look how they chose to play it, so it worked. Yeah. They used their budget and they made something that somebody would watch, and that's fine. But the most of us go, that was garbage.
Yeah. Hard no.
Pretty much every time Tom Cruise puts out a movie, I go, fuck. Another movie that I want to see, not because of him, but because the movie looks good.
But you endure them,
just
don't
happens to be right. We gotta stop enabling him. That's part of why I don't like him so much, is because he's in all these great movies, and I just believe that I honestly believe that he's only a mediocre actor, and that you could put fucking anybody else in the role and it would be as good or better. That's how I honestly feel about Tom Cruise.
Fair enough, man.
I
would think anybody, but yeah, I mean, I would agree that he's not a fantastic actor. He's mediocre at best, but he's likable. I mean, to me, and I think a lot of people, that's why he does so well and draws the people in.
He's bankable.
Oh yeah, just his name will get an extra $5 million or whatever, 10 million.
Oh, exactly.
Whatever else.
Yeah, and as far as God, let's hope he doesn't get into any of the Marvel or DC movies.
No, they got this.
He wants to.
No, and they got Dwayne Johnson, so they're good in that verse. He's coming out soon.
Yeah, you know what I'm looking for as far as the MCU is concerned. I'm really kind of excited about Blade. I loved the first Blade with Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, yeah.
Mahershala, and I think Mahershala Ali is great. So I'll be very interested to see how he does.
Yeah, that one was. Oh yeah, I was happy when I heard they were doing a remake, and I don't feel like it's going to overshadow the old, because they have their own place and they were fantastic, and I'm just excited to see what they do with it. So I agree.
Yeah.
I still want them to stop doing remakes.
You don't want to see a Super Mario Brothers remake?
God, no.
Yeah, that's one that can go the fuck away. Chris Pratt. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I would rather have Tom Cruise over Chris Pratt personally. Chris Pratt.
I would like Nick Cage to play Tom Cruise playing Chris Pratt. In a whole different type of Inception.
In blackface.
Ooh. That's really bad.
That's not PC there, bud.
Well, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. did blackface already, so.
Oh, man. He's the only one that could ever pull it off. And he won an Oscar for it, didn't he? Or he was nominated. He was nominated at the least. I don't know if he won, but he was nominated. Yeah. For playing a dude, disguised as a dude. Or was it? I'm a dude dressed as a dude playing another dude. Fuck, I'm fucking that right up. But it's all right. We all know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and from those who the melanated folks that I have talked to about that I'm close with have kind of give Robert a pass on that, just because it's granted it is blackface. I mean, if he came out dressed like that all the time, yeah, it's blackface. But he was playing an actor. He's an actor playing an actor who is so into getting the depth of the role that he actually went and had his pigment of his skin changed so that he could be black. So he went and spent, I don't remember how much money he said he spent on it, but he had an operation to change his skin.
You know who else was great in that movie? Fucking Tom Cruise.
That's true. Les Grossman.
Les Grossman.
Les Grossman.
Wrong. Wrong.
When you're doing the Trump voice, you lose all credibility on that argument.
Wrong.
Oh man. What? So. I don't even know what to do after that. So.
I don't know where that one started, but
yeah, I mean, yeah.
There are no rails.
Tom
rails.
Cruise to Nick Cage to Momoa to
Sean Connery,
and Christopher Lynn. Yeah, there's so many. Wow.
6 degrees of separation there.
So basically 6 degrees of suckeration, because most of the people we talked about suck.
So when Tom Cruise becomes the next James Bond.
Oh, fuck that. Hard out.
So who do you think should be the next James Bond?
Oh, that's a good one.
Do you have any opinions?
I really liked the idea of Idris Elba. Of really switching up the character. I thought he would have brought a fantastic element to that. And they didn't do it. I mean, haven't done it yet. I thought that was a fantastic idea. And I'd like to see them go in a completely different. I mean, I think Daniel Craig has done a great job for the modern James Bond.
Agreed.
He added a new edge to him, even reflecting when I thought Pierce Brosnan did okay. When I saw Craig at the screen, I'm like, fuck that. Like, GoldenEye was still one of my favorite movies, but he just didn't hold a candle to it. But I'd like to see them continue to switch it up and drive a new version of Bond into the future, because it's much needed, which was some of our argument a couple weeks back on how he's so dated, right? They need to rebuild him.
One of the names that I have heard that I would find interesting, because he is Scottish, is Sam Heughan from Outlander. I think he would probably be good.
I got nothing to add to this. I agree that they some of the tropes of him need to be updated. I definitely think that there could be physical changes in how Bond is perceived, as far as color, race, color, gender, whatever. I mean, yeah. Why is there a? Why is
yes, I am.
Why is he?
No, I don't want to know that.
Yeah, you do.
Put your thing away, dude.
There you go. He could be the Highlander. I
yeah,
can see that.
Well, there you go.
He is Scottish, so.
Yeah.
Except I don't think you'd necessarily be that buff, back then.
Well, he's playing a Highlander in Outlander around the same era.
That's funny.
Well, even with Bond, I mean, going forward, regardless of what they do with it, I like that I don't love everything they did with Craig in terms of story, but I like that they were trying to build a bit of an ongoing saga around him, opposed to the other ones that all felt like independent flicks. The Spectre thing was fine. There was a lot of gaps and a lot of weird up and down. But I would love to see that. I mean, it's fine to kind of follow something that's going on, and that's what they need to do.
Are you going to bring that up on screen?
Yeah, I am. I need to see who she. I recognize. Oh, damn it, wrong thing. Share screen.
And Christine Adams is for Bond. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that whatsoever.
No, but what I would hate to see happen is what they did with like the Ghostbusters stuff, where they put the female ensemble together, which was fine. I mean, it was fun for what it was, but they really went super corny and off the base, and I think took that in a weird direction. They could have done so much more with it. I was a little disappointed, even though I was super excited.
I could actually see her playing a Bond character without any other changes to the, the whole
Very cool.
everything of the the premise, right? She's just the new Bond. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Oh, is she in No Time to Die? Is that what we're saying?
No,
I think they were speculating that she might
yeah.
be the Bond in No Time to Die, but
because one of the things that I was the other thing that I'd heard recently was oh my god, now I have to remember her fucking name. God damn it. What was that show? It was a BBC show, Fleabag.
Fleabag's great.
Yeah. Now what's her damn name?
The lead?
Yeah.
No. I don't. I just
apparently she wrote some of the latest James Bond movie.
Okay. I mean, whatever. Don't ask me what I think of anything. I'm an idiot.
You're a guy with a mic, and people are listening. So there you go.
Yeah,
you got
two
that.
Are listening. That's what. Well, there's 5 people listening, so I'm not listening to myself.
Well, I think Al dropped off about an hour ago.
Al's gone.
Awesome's still around.
Awesome's still around.
We pulled up her IMDb. It's
well,
but
great.
what the hell? I have to go look at her name because it's driving me nuts now. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, thank you. But yeah, she's amazing. I mean, she wrote Fleabag, which was amazing, and she wrote it as a 1-act thing, and then they wanted her to make a series out of it, and she said, "Oh, I'll do 1 season." And then it got so big that they wanted her to do a 2nd season. She goes, "Well, I don't have anything for a 2nd season." So she had to completely write a whole new season from nothing, basically. She had no ideas about it. So
is there going to be another season? Because
no.
That's it? Just
she's
2
done.
seasons?
She is
that
done.
Sucks.
Nope. Yeah, she said, "I've done everything I can do with it, and I think where the characters left off are great." So
okay.
I don't disagree. She went out on a high note, and I applaud her for that.
Yeah,
and she is beautiful and brilliant, and just she is so smart.
I need to step away from the mic for about 5 or 10 minutes, or 5 minutes or something.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Can I?
Sure.
Okay.
Matt and I'll
continue on. I will be right back.
The gentleman.
Have a slight emergency, but not really an emergency.
It's dogs.
No.
Is it the toilet?
Oh,
it's an emergency.
Been there.
I refer to those as EPSs, emergency poop situation.
Sometimes you don't come back. So if he doesn't make it back, I've been there, bud. I get it.
Let me get my phone out in case he texts me.
It's important to have technology, right? It keeps you in the loop.
Oh,
well,
man.
and the joke of that situation was that I should have called in and pulled a whole Shoresy act and just kept going, right?
Hey, by the way, speaking of Shoresy, and granted, this is it is on topic yet off topic, but one of the things that I don't know if Al is going to be interested in this or not, but I do want to create. I want to do a Shoresy podcast.
Yeah.
Which I think doesn't necessarily have to be out of How Are You Now? Doesn't have to be out of Produce Stand, but I was thinking maybe we could collaborate and build and make a Shoresy podcast in some way, shape, or form. That'd
be fun, man.
Once it comes out. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with it. But
I'm so nervous for it. I don't know about you. There's so many ways they could take this. But yes, I agree. One thing or another. You weren't there. I was. It's true. Awesome was our guest the week.
Oh.
I feel like she thought I bailed on her, but we love her, so I wouldn't have done that intentionally. And I mean, for those listening, I want to quickly touch on. That's been one of the greatest things about our little podcast that we've had so much fun with. Is I think it was back in season 2 we started introducing the idea of guests, but not just once in a while, but every day. So he totally bailed. Yeah, well, whatever. Take it personally, Awesome. Take it personally.
Well, it's just it was your fault, Awesome.
Yeah, but and it's been so much fun. Like we've got a relationship with Awesome, many others. Every single week now, we have a guest on our show, and it's always a listener. And some of them are on rotation almost. We get people who've been out multiple times, but that's the most fun aspect about what I look forward every week finding out who's going to be joining us, and everyone brings their own flavor and their personality to the show, and I think that's really evolved us, and which has been, yeah, just it's honestly it's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, I've enjoyed everybody that we've had on. It's whenever we have Awesome on, and I think we talked about this when we were Undisputed the other day. Whenever I have Awesome on, I'm always prepared to go long because she's got lots of notes.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean that's which is why I call her the Letterkenny Trivia Maven, because she knows so fucking
everything.
much. And that was at the 9-minute 25-second mark of season 3, episode 2.
Yeah, I think she's got this shit cataloged.
It's like she's autistic or something. You have a special interest or something. Awesome.
I love it.
But
it's funny, like some of our listeners have even had their own little side experiences that have making us laugh. Because this whole thing, I mean, I don't know if you know. So when I started doing the produce stand, it was really my first experience in the world of podcasting across the board. Like I had listened to a couple here and there, but nothing with any consistency. And then Al asked me to do it. I really wasn't even sure what a podcast was. I'm like, so what do? I show up. He's like, yeah, just bring you and we'll figure it from there. I'm like, okay, I'm in. But what's fun is how the community behind it and the growth. Like now I'm getting to be part of, things like PodScure, the Disputed. I was on Damon Does last week. That was fun.
That's awesome.
And again, I talked about him earlier, Trace, who comes on our show sometimes. He was at this story we loved. It made my whole year hearing this. He went to some music festival in Memphis, and he was rocking a produce stand podcast shirt. We've got some merch that some of our listeners have, and some random drunk girl walked up to him and goes, "Hey, you listen to the show? Are you a fan of Letterkenny?" He's like, "Well, yes and yes." And she's like, "Oh yeah, they're a lot of fun." He's like, "Well, not to brag, but I've been on there a couple times." And she immediately, and again, his name is Trace, immediately called him. I was like, "Oh my God, are you that truck part guy from Mississippi who was just on the other night?" He's like, "As a matter of fact, I am." She's like, "Oh." And I'm like, what a fucking small world. And then at the end, the best part, she's like, "Oh, it was really nice to meet you, Troy," and ran away. So he's like, close, but it's just it's so much fun. It's a smaller world than you think when you hear moments like that. But I love that the people supporting our show are getting their own little moments and having just as much fun as we are. So that's really important to us.
Oh yeah, totally.
Fucking love it.
I mean, that's the one bad part about us being caught up right now is that it's like we're not doing anything. So it's kind of like, we're just waiting around for 10 now.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of curious if they're going to do Shoresy, if Shoresy's going to come out before, if it'll come out before 10 or if they're going to do something else.
So do you think they're going to keep them hidden or play around that or?
Yeah. I think they're going to have to somehow. I don't know. It'll be. I'm really interested to see how they do it. I mean, I figure if anybody can figure it out, it's Kiso. So yeah. However they're going to do that, because I know he's supposed to be. They're out of Letterkenny. He's gone to a different senior team or something like that. From what I remember reading.
Okay.
But that's really all I know at this point. So
face hidden, arse out. That sounds about right. Dawn. Is that Dawn?
Damn it! You need a hand on.
One job, Don. One job. No, but it's funny. Well, I mean, however we handle Shoresy, whether we do a collaborative, which would be a blast.
Shoresy is Bond. You never see his face.
Well, we saw some things about Kiso being Wolverine. There was talks about people thinking he'd be a great Wolverine.
Oh God, I've been fighting that every step of the fucking way because once Marvel gets their hands on somebody, he's not
They
going to
love
be
him.
able. Yeah, I mean, do you want more? Do you want to lose Letterkenny because this is how you lose Letterkenny?
Yeah, it's true. You lose him in the Marvelverse, they'll suck him up and keep him. But I mean, we got the one thing in his favor that he was never a big fan of the Hollywood scene, and that's why he came back north and did his own thing.
Oh, you strenuously object. You say object one time and that's it. No, Your Honor.
Way
I
to
strenuously object.
one up him there. Yeah, but everyone brings their own flavor to every character. Some work, some don't. I mean, personally, back on the movie thing. I'm a massive Batman fan. Of all the characters, I mean, I hate the DC verse as a whole.
Yeah,
but I'm a massive Batman fan. I thought the Christian Bale stuff I thought it was great. I know there was some qualms about him, and I get it, but I like the series. And now they got Robert Pattinson, which I'm concerned. I'm concerned about.
I saw the preview, and I'm like, "What is this fucking garbage?" He looks like a toothpick inside a fucking Batman suit.
Yeah, so I'm interested, and I had huge restraints when I heard Heath Ledger was playing the Joker back in the day, and he proved me wrong in spades. I mean, that guy brought.
And see that was my problem. And I hate to speak ill of the dead. I hated Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
I felt like and I thought he was a horrible actor. That was the problem that I had with him. I mean, because
I'm with you. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And
the first time I saw him was in the Patriot.
Knight's Tale. Oh no, I was gonna say Knight's Tale, but that's right, Patriot.
No. Yeah, I
Mel
saw
Gibson.
That's the part with the thing with Knight's Tale, and I always get taken out of when it's a period movie. And they play contemporary music in it.
We Will Rock You playing as a rock.
I get so angry. I'm like, no. I mean, if you would have played it in the credits, that's one thing. But because they kind of did the same thing in the series Lovecraft Country. I don't know if you watched it, which is a great book. And they made it into a TV series, which lasted it was just one season, which covered pretty much everything in the book. But book was amazing. The TV series was really, really well done. Yeah. They at the end of the episode, they would play different music when they're running the credits, and it was usually something contemporary hip hop, something like that. Which is fine on the credits. If you're playing that, there was another movie that was, I can't even, there's been a number of them, but yeah, when they're in a timepiece they're playing a serious period piece and they're playing contemporary music, it takes me out of it.
Well, I think the only thing, and not that Knight's Tale was a great movie, but I think the only thing that saved it was that they didn't take themselves seriously at any point. Yeah. So it was almost acceptable, the fact that they were already making it like, this is not a serious movie, we're gonna have some fun, and they brought in contemporary. When they try to take themselves seriously and then throw in weird elements, then you completely lose credibility. But it is what it is. But either way,
that movie had Vision and Joker in it. So
yeah, did it ever hear? Good guy, good eye. Paul Bettany, fantastic.
Paul Bettany. Yeah, it's funny. I don't. The only other movie that I can recall, aside from the Marvel movies, and I think it's there was a Harrison Ford movie that had Paul Bettany in it, and it was something about, it was a tech movie, software development or some shit like that.
You don't know what else he's.
I can't.
He was in it. Well, he was in the first Da Vinci Code movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He was the one that was whipping himself. The priest or whatever was whipping himself and killing people as he went along.
Flagellation.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And I didn't. After I saw that, because I think I read the book, the first book, which was good. The movie I thought sucked. So yeah, and I like Tom Hanks, but I just thought the movie was bad.
Yeah. Now they got a show coming out. It's like a spin-off of the Da Vinci Code called The Lost Symbol. I don't know.
Yeah, just throw that together with National Treasure. It'll be.
I like National Treasure. I took it for what it was. It was fun. Those are ones I watch with my kids, and we kind of enjoy the ridiculousness of the story.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
And that's my favorite thing. I've got 3 kids, right? And my oldest is 10 now, so watching some of these. I mean, we did the whole Marvelverse last year, and he loved it. Maybe a little premature on a couple of them, but I did it anyways, and we crushed them. But being able to experience these movies, and I keep finding new ones that are kind of hybrid, fun family, but also a little bit more mature. And it's so much fun to just enjoy all these with my kids. Oh,
I just popped him out.
oh,
I'll see when he comes back, and I'll bring him back in.
yeah, fair enough. But it's such a fun time now to just be enjoying this shit with my kids.
Yeah, I've been so because my son he didn't ever remember watching barely remembered any watching of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
So over the last few months, he would come over on Sundays. I mean, my son's 18 now, so
Yeah.
he'd drive down on Sunday, and we'd watch one, and then the next Sunday we'd watch another. Now that it's football season, he's coming over every Sunday for football. But
Yeah.
I got him to watch the first 2 episodes of Ted Lasso. So
Oh, nice. And that's when it's on my docket. I'm like, I gotta get in there. Hey, hold
he's
on.
back.
How you feeling, Don?
Mike?
Yeah.
I got him to watch the first 2 episodes of Ted Lasso.
Oh, nice. And that's when we're on a delay.
I got
Echo.
In case we say the fuck word.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
that
fun.
just. I don't feel great. I've had. I was not feeling well this weekend, and it's continued. And yeah, it's just meh.
Are you getting the booster shot?
Eventually,
Okay. I didn't know if
sooner rather than later. I hope.
Yeah.
I'll talk to my.
How are you guys doing that up there? Are you guys? I mean, I know that's a big conversation down here right
booster's
now.
not even an option right now.
Are they even discussing it up there?
Not that I've heard.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think
there's
any other.
still-
I don't
Go
think
ahead.
any other country other than America needs the booster shot. I think everybody else has pretty much been, oh, there's a pandemic. Okay, I'll get my shot. Whereas
There's a
America
vaccine?
is like, more freedom, more freedom.
I mean, you say so. Yeah, I mean, you say that, but we still got a lot of people making
Look,
a lot of noise up
Look,
here too.
it made me magnetic. It sticks to my skin.
So hold on a second. I actually witnessed. So I'm not a believer in this shit. So my wife, when she had her first one, a guy in the park joked about that. He's like, I've heard about this magnetism thing. She's like, I'm telling you, it's trippy. So we came home and we actually took a video trying to joke about it just to prove him wrong. And I put a little magnet on her arm, and I swear to God, the thing stuck. I can't explain it, but we tried again an hour later, and it didn't stick. So I don't know.
Did you see the video of the woman trying to stick the key to her neck?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh
one.
God, you got to look it up. It's really funny. She's like if it doesn't make us, we should make sure that it the key it so it sticks, but yeah, exactly. So she sticks one thing to her skin, which is she's probably sweating a little bit, and
Yeah, you got skin oil. I mean, that
yeah,
happens.
it's sticking, but then she tries to stick keys to it, and it keeps falling off. And she's like, "Well, you can do the research."
Yeah. Well, we just laughed when it happened because we took this video purposely to prove this guy wrong, and then it happened. I'm like, well, we can't send him this. We're gonna look like assholes because it actually stuck. So I don't know. It did
Yeah.
later though.
Yeah, I haven't gotten better Wi-Fi, and
no additional 5G.
no.
Oh, fuck.
I took a 5G just a minute ago, but
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, are they doing mandates and things down there? So like through Ontario as an example, like most businesses, including myself, if you're not fully vaccinated by like mid-November, you're not
Depends
allowed
on
in the
the
office
state.
beyond that point.
Depends on the state. Also, it depends on if it's government level. Like like Biden has mandated that everybody, any employee of the federal government has to have it.
Okay.
So which includes the military
Okay.
and all that stuff.
Is it safe to say Florida's not on board?
Fuck,
Texas as well.
Texas.
DeSantis is
Oh
such
my-
a fucking moron.
Fuck, man. Even I know about this.
I
idiot.
mean, DeSantis and Abbott. Yeah, Abbott from Texas. I mean, because Abbott is going. I mean, apparently they're going to. Their rape is going to just disappear because that's what he said. They're going to ban it. Like
Oh.
apparently they didn't have any laws against rape before.
Wait.
Well, that's how we get rid of it.
So they're just gonna ban rape now?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
that's what he said.
That's
Okay.
how you do it.
Okay, I didn't think I didn't think Unfortunately, you didn't turn into Venom or some shit. I mean, didn't we all want to kind of have like superpowers after this and be like, look at me climbing on the wall.
Well, we have our sort of.
I'm invisible now.
Well, we've got our own sort of DeSanto-ish up in Alberta. I don't know if you heard about the premiere up there. What's the guy's name? Jason Kenney. Jason Kenney. So I mean, they
not one of the Fords.
No, not a Ford, not a Ford affiliate. But he back in June, I think it was. I mean, basically declared the pandemic over, province wide. They lifted all the mask rules. They lifted all the regular. Like, go back to world. We made it through, guys. Great job. And now they're the hardest faced province in the entire country. They're shutting back down.
Which province?
Alberta. And then I think it was like a couple weeks back. He went in public again. He's like, "Well, sorry guys, I kind of got that one wrong. My bad."
You know, and that's the thing. That's the thing about Canada is somebody will fucking apologize. Down here,
we got that going.
They just double down on their obtuse fuck nuttery. So it's
can't show weakness by admitting wrong, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. They think saying apologizing for something is weak. And
I'd argue the opposite.
which I agree. When I hit them with the hockey stick, because I'll be socially distanced, I won't say sorry about it.
That's fair.
HE double hockey sticks? What?
Yeah, that.
Oh
no, you can. That's how you socially distance your fight. Is you have a hockey stick. Use that.
Fair enough. They are 48 inches, right?
Oh, they're more than that, aren't they?
No, I think they're about 48 inches. Let's ask the Canadian. How long is a hockey stick?
It depends. It depends what you need. I don't know. I'm not a sports guy. I'll admit it. I'm the only probably Canadian.
You're born Canadian. You have to know. It's in your, and you also have to know the alcohol content of Molson Canadian. So
fuck that shit. We don't drink Molson Canadian. I actually had a beer the other day.
The average hockey stick is 36.5 inches. That's surprising to me.
Yeah. Huh. No, I didn't. I'm not a sports guy. I'm sorry to say, guys. It's not my jam. I like things with a story, and the sports don't have a story.
Yeah,
sports
hang on.
Sports are a story amongst themselves.
Okay, I found
they're drama is what they are.
So junior is 46 to 53 inches. Intermediate is 54. Senior is 56 to 63 inches.
Oh, weird.
Okay.
So there you go.
That's a mighty big stick you got there.
That's your fun fact of the day, there, gentlemen.
Nice big stick, Shorzy. Give your balls a tug.
Give your balls a tug, you tit fucker.
Oh man, we got the online Shorzy going right. I haven't seen him active in a while. Did you interact with that guy at all? There's some guy on Twitter, posing as T Shorzy, and man, this guy could chirp, and it was great. He'd jump into random tweets and just go at you, and you had to respond, "Fuck you, Shorzy," and he'd go off again.
Well, on the Letterkenny subreddit, if you say "fuck you, Shorzy," there's a Shorzy bot on there.
Okay,
that will chirp back at you.
That's amazing. Well, we have our own little theories that we keep hoping deep down this is actually like Kiso or Tierney playing. Just set up a little Twitter account to fuck with us.
Maybe that's what the T stands for. Tierney, right? Shorzy.
The internet's, man.
It'd be funny is if they change the actor that plays Shorzy every week, but you still never saw their face.
Right. Guy's a fucking savage.
Sometimes it's like a small person. Sometimes it's a kid. Sometimes it's
sometimes it's a lady.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Could be Tom Cruise.
Could be. Hey, grab your balls, you turd fucker.
Dude, you do that so good. SNL needs to sign you on, man.
I would probably take that job.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd have to write for me because I probably can't. But the best part about doing that stupid impression is you just go, and it doesn't have to make any sense.
Well, it's accurate.
It's ramble.
Can confirm.
I'm sure the dog over here has gas, but nobody else has gas. The gas is it's the thing. We can put a butt mask on it and it'll be fine. We can drive cars.
It's the latest hoax.
As long as there's an opening and an ending, they don't have to connect. You're on trend.
I've decided to get my own dog. I'm gonna name it Crooked Hillary, and I'm gonna kick it. And when I kick it, it better fart because farts cure COVID.
Exactly.
That's how you do it.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Oh fuck, that's great.
Man. All right, Donald. Shall we button this up?
I think
know
we
you're
need
not
to do
feeling
this
well,
again.
and I need to feed my dogs. So
Yeah, part of what
and
took
Matt
me so
has
long
more
was
beer to
feeding my
brew.
dogs.
Yeah,
Yes.
my dog's probably waiting to get the zoomies. He's been passed out the whole time.
Yeah,
oh boy. Yeah.
Fuck.
both my dogs are happy that they got fed because that's they were freaking out when I got up and was not feeding them.
That's the
So I
job
had
you
to-
have to do.
I had to feed them.
What kind of
So,
dogs do you have there?
Me?
Yeah,
Pitties.
was one a pity?
They're
Are
both
they-
pitties.
Oh, they're
They're
both
both
pitties.
pitties. Yeah.
All right, nice.
You can see Bean's right there.
Yeah.
He's worried. And Tammy is
I'm
behind
such
me.
a good boy.
Tammy's behind me. Look, she's in jail.
See, Tammy, I didn't peg as a pity. Is she
Yeah,
a mix?
she's a blue.
No, she's totally a pity. He's
Alright.
boxer pit, so he's
Okay.
thicker and shorter
Yeah.
and has this weird monkey tail.
All right.
It's so funny.
I've got a cane corso myself.
Oh, God, I love cane corsos.
And
Nice.
it's very Canadian to me. His name is Moose.
Nice.
I had before I started rescuing dogs. They're both rescues.
Nice.
I had I got a bull mastiff, and then I got his grandson, and
Yeah.
so I love all the mastiff breeds. They're
Oh
just
yeah.
they're great.
Just
He's
big fucking cuddly bears.
big dummies is what they're. They're so much
They are.
fun though. It's just
Yeah.
fucking dummies.
Hey, I'm
dense.
gonna sneak up here. You're not even gonna notice me getting in your lap. I'm just
All
gonna
200 pounds
I'm just
of
gonna
me.
I'm just gonna be right on your lap.
Here's my paw. Here's my paw. Here's my
Yeah.
paw. Did you get my paw?
Yeah.
And he's got his other movie. He'll nab things from out the house and then try to sneak away like we didn't see him. But then every time he takes something, he hides under the damn armchair, which he doesn't fit under properly. But he does like a dive bomb slide right under there, and then we know he's got something, so we're fighting him out. It's a fun family activity.
Oh, dogs. We don't really deserve them.
Fucking puppers, eh?
Dogs. That's right. All right. So one more time, for those of you who are listening, you can find Matt and the entire Produce Stand crew over at theproducestandpod.com. And
Check us out.
You're on your Tweety feeds are what again?
Well, my personal one is at the Dude North. Check me out, and if you want to follow our podcast, it's at Produce Stand Pod, and I believe it's the same handle for Instagram.
Right on. All right, Don, you got anything?
No, I don't. But it's Matt. It's been great.
Yes.
Sorry, I've been a little under the weather today. But yeah, we need to do this again. I think.
This is so much fun. I appreciate it, man. I mean, I've been making the podcast rounds lately, and I fucking love it. Like, everyone I meet, I just love, and it's. Thanks for having me. I know, Dino. We'll see you on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
And always
Tiara's giving love to everybody.
Yeah, I thought for some reason I thought did she at one
She's in
point?
Hawaii right now.
Oh, that's fine.
What?
Well, then
Say that again.
She is in Hawaii.
She didn't stick either of us in her fucking suitcase.
I didn't want to fucking go. I mean, I don't want to.
Well, I didn't want to travel. I would have. Yeah, you're right.
Did she at one point co-host this as well?
She's been on several episodes.
She's been on several.
Okay,
Yeah, this.
okay.
And of course, how are you now? So
All right.
Yeah.
I thought this might have been the night
And-
that we
and
got
Buddha.
to meet her, but maybe for another time.
not until she's not back until next week. Or
All right.
until, yeah, next week. So
Enjoy
not-
Hawaii.
Saturday.
Dean's
Saturday.
not wearing pants, but is he ever?
Not usually. No.
They're overrated.
The
Pants.
pants. Down with pants.
Off with pants. Off with their
That's right.
pants.
That's right. Pants.
Fuck it. God
Yeah.
damn it. I put pants on for this episode. Son of a bitch.
I even took a shower.
I might take one.
Overrated piece of clothing.
All right.
I feel dirty.
I am dirty. and with that, as we like to say, eat bacon.
Tax the dogs. Tax all the dogs. No, don't tax the dogs. Pet dogs.
And give hugs.
Yes.
And,
And please
yeah,
don't
go ahead.
ever mix Donald Trump in with this again, Donald. Please don't, Donald. Me.
And stay hydrated.
That's right.
Fucking hydrate.
All right. See y'all next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We'd like to thank our buddy Squirrelly Mat from the Produce Stand Podcast for joining us again today. Please check them out. All this stuff will be in our show notes. Also, we'd like to thank Still Pluto and Crowander for our intro and outro tunes. You can find Still Pluto and Crowander on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, and freemusicarchive.org. See you next time.
Fuck Brussels sprout Tom Cruise.
Whoa.